Most people spend their whole lives waiting for happiness like it's a gift that's supposed to arrive at their doorstep someday. They wait for money to come, for people to change, for life to magically become easier. They wait for a lucky moment, a perfect opportunity, a miracle that suddenly makes everything better. But life does not reward people who wait. Life rewards people who take responsibility. The brutal truth is happiness is not an accident. It's a decision. And until you accept that truth, you will always feel like something is missing inside you. Happiness is not hiding in some future moment. It does not sit inside a bank account or a fancy house. It doesn't magically appear when you get married, become successful, or when everything goes your way. Happiness is something you decide to feel before anything else happens. Because if you cannot choose happiness now when your life is still messy, when things aren't perfect, then you'll never choose it. Even when everything improves. Happiness is a mindset, not a destination. Look around you today. Some people have everything, yet they still live with misery. They complain, they stress, they drown themselves in negativity. And yet you also see people who have very little, but they smile more, they love more, they live with more energy, and they carry a fire inside that nothing can put out. What does that tell you? That happiness has nothing to do with what you have. It has everything to do with what you choose to focus on. The problem is, most people choose to focus on what's wrong. They feed their minds with doubts, fears, problems, comparisons, and negativity. They let outside events dictate how they feel inside. They let other people control their emotions. But real power, real happiness, begins when you decide that your emotions belong to you, no one else. Not your past, not your circumstances, not your pain. You. Initiative. Every day when you wake up, life gives you two choices. You can complain, or you can conquer. You can blame, or you can build. You can sit and feel sorry for yourself, or you can stand and fight for your life. People who wait for happiness never find it. People who create it, live it every single day. Happiness is built through action, through gratitude, through mental strength, through refusing to be broken by what happens to you. Ask yourself honestly, what do you gain by being negative? Initiative. What do you gain by feeling hopeless? What do you gain by complaining about what you don't have? Nothing. But when you choose happiness, even in small ways, you gain energy, focus, strength, courage. You begin to think more clearly. You start solving your problems instead of drowning in them. You start attracting better opportunities. Happiness isn't weak. It's not about pretending life is perfect. Happiness is a warrior's mindset. It is the decision to stay unbroken, no matter what. It starts with a choice. A strong, unshakable, daily choice. A choice to say, I will not be controlled by negativity. I will not be defeated by life. No matter what happens today, I choose happiness. Initiative. Most people don't understand that the greatest battle they will ever fight is not against the world. It's against their own mind. Your mind is either your strongest ally or your worst enemy. The quality of your life depends entirely on how well you control your thoughts. If you can command your mind, if you can command your emotions, if you can command your emotions, you can command your actions. And if you can control your actions, you can control your destiny. But if you lose control of your mind, everything else collapses with it. The truth is, your mind is like a wild horse. If you don't train it, it will drag you wherever it wants, into fear, into doubt, into anxiety, into endless overthinking. Most people are prisoners inside their own heads. Their thoughts attack them every day. They wake up with stress, go through the day with overthinking, and go to sleep with worry. They don't control their mind controls them. But here's the powerful reality no one teaches you: you are not your thoughts. You are the commander behind them. Initiative, you're the driver, not the engine. The problem isn't that negative thoughts exist. The problem is that people believe every thought that enters their head. They never question them. They never challenge them. They let fear speak to them like a master, and they accept every lie it tells them. But fear is a liar. Doubt is a liar. Initiative, the mind will create problems that don't even exist if you let it. Strong people don't have fewer negative thoughts. They just refuse to let those thoughts control them. When weakness speaks, they speak louder. When doubt tries to take over, they replace it with action. When fear shows up, they say, "Not today." That is mental discipline. And without it, happiness becomes impossible. Because happiness doesn't come from comfort. It comes from control. Control of your mindset, control of your emotions, control of your reactions. You must learn how to program your mind on purpose, because if you don't, the world will program it for you. Social media will fill it with comparison. News will fill it with fear. Toxic people will fill it with limitations. Your past will try to fill it with pain. But you decide what stays inside your head. Initiative, you decide what lives there and what gets thrown out. Your mind is your house. Stop letting negativity move in rent-free. Start feeding your mind power. Read daily. Initiative, even if it's just 10 pages. Listen to people who push you forward, not pull you down. Write your goals. Speak your affirmations. Guard your thoughts like a warrior guards his fortress. Whenever a negative thought enters, don't entertain it. Replace it. I can't with I will. Replace what if I fail with what if I win. Replace it's too hard with I was born for challenges. The mind follows what you feed it, and over time it becomes exactly what you train it to be. You have the ability to command your thoughts, to build a mindset that cannot be broken by difficulty, pain, or fear. Your mind is your kingdom. Take the throne and rule it with strength. People today are obsessed with feeling good, but they don't understand that real happiness doesn't come from comfort. It comes from discipline. Comfort is the enemy of growth, and without growth, a person slowly dies inside. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the highest form of self-love, because it gives you power over your life. Weak people chase motivation. Strong people build discipline. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. Discipline is the reason winners win. It is the reason champions rise. Initiative. It is the reason some people build great lives while others complain forever. When you discipline your habits, you discipline your emotions. Initiative. Your emotions are unstable. Some days you feel good, some days you don't. If you live based on how you feel, you'll never achieve anything meaningful. Initiative. There will be days when you don't feel like working, don't feel like training, don't feel like waking up early, don't feel like being productive. But discipline doesn't care about feelings. Discipline says, do it anyway. Your future doesn't depend on how you feel. It depends on what you do repeatedly. People want happiness, but they don't want routine. They want success, but they don't want consistency. Initiative. They want confidence, but they don't want discomfort. They want results without responsibility. That mindset destroys people. Happiness is not found in doing whatever you want. Happiness is found in doing what is necessary. When you live with purpose, discipline becomes your best friend. It structures your life. It gives you direction. It gives you focus. When your days are disciplined, your mind becomes calm. Chaos disappears. Regret disappears. Weakness disappears. Confidence grows. Self-respect grows. Progress becomes your normal state of mind. Look at anyone who is truly happy in life. Not fake happiness, not social media happiness. Deep inner happiness. They are disciplined. They wake up with a mission. They respect themselves enough to follow a routine. They don't waste time. They don't waste energy. They don't live like slaves to their emotions. Why? Because they understand a powerful truth. Every small decision builds your destiny. Every time you choose action over laziness, you become stronger. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you gain self-trust. Every time you follow discipline, you prove to yourself that you are in control, not your excuses, not your fears. Small habits shape big destinies. Wake up early, even when you don't want to. Exercise, even when you're tired. Work on your goals, even when no one believes in you. Read, even when your mind wants entertainment. Pray or meditate, even when your soul feels heavy. Do one thing every single day that pushes your life forward. Tiny improvements may seem slow, but over time they transform your life in ways you can't imagine. Discipline is not a burden, it is the path to freedom. Freedom from laziness. Freedom from regret. Freedom from weakness. Discipline makes you unstoppable. Discipline makes you dangerous in a world full of soft people. Discipline is the silent force behind every great success and every truly happy life. Gratitude is one of the simplest concepts in life, yet it is the most misunderstood. People hear the word and think it means just saying thank you, smiling politely, initiative, or pretending everything is perfect. No, gratitude is a warrior mindset. It is mental strength. It is the ability to see blessings even during chaos. It is the choice to focus on what you have rather than what you lack. Gratitude doesn't make life easier, it makes you stronger. Because when you learn to appreciate the little things, life stops feeling heavy and your heart stops feeling empty. Every day people drown in stress not because their problems are too big, because their perspective is too small. They focus only on what isn't working. They see what's missing but ignore what's present. They complain about their job while millions pray for any job. Initiative. They complain that they're tired while others fight for their last breath in a hospital. They complain their life is hard when hardship is a universal law. Everyone is fighting a battle, but gratitude gives strength to fight with hope, not despair. Happiness and gratitude are connected. Without gratitude, happiness is impossible. If you can't be grateful for what you have now, no amount of success, money, or comfort will ever satisfy you. How many people do you see who achieve everything they once prayed for and still feel unhappy? Why? Initiative. Because they're always chasing more instead of appreciating what they already have. Gratitude doesn't stop ambition, it fuels it. When you are grateful, initiative, you become powerful because you stop wasting energy complaining and you start using that energy to build. Gratitude isn't about ignoring pain. It's about finding meaning inside the pain. Every struggle, every loss, every heartbreak is a lesson wrapped in difficulty. Most people ask, why is this happening to me? But the strong ask, what is this teaching me? That one shift turns victims into warriors. You may not control everything that happens in your life, but you control how you see it. You control your attitude, and attitude shapes destiny. If you want to train gratitude, start simple. Every morning, think of 3 things you are grateful for, no matter how small: a roof, health, a new day, another chance. And at night, reflect on 3 good things that happened that day. Maybe you learned something, maybe you made progress, maybe you survived. That alone is enough to be thankful for. Initiative. Gratitude shifts your mind from complaining to creating, from worrying to working, from self-doubt to self-belief. There will always be something to complain about, but there will also always be something to be grateful for. The one you choose to focus on shapes your reality. Weak people stay blind to their blessings. Strong people count them daily and use them as fuel to build a better tomorrow. Gratitude will not remove your challenges, but it will give you the strength and peace to overcome them. Most people today are lost not because they are weak, but because they lack purpose. They wake up every day without a real reason to push forward. They live in a cycle of distraction, scrolling, eating, sleeping, complaining, repeating. And then they wonder why they feel empty, why they feel tired even after sleeping, why life feels meaningless. The answer is simple: a person without purpose will always feel lost. Purpose is the foundation of daily happiness. Without it, initiative, nothing feels satisfying. Not money, not entertainment, not even success, because none of it means anything without direction. Purpose is not something that suddenly appears in your life one day. It is not a magical voice that whispers in your ear. It is not waiting for you. You must build it. You create purpose by choosing what matters to you and committing to it every day with discipline, with sacrifice, and with heart. Purpose is what gives your life meaning. Initiative. It gives your daily actions power. It makes your struggle worth it. Without purpose, you won't have the strength to endure difficulty. And without endurance, you will break easily. Initiative. That's why so many people give up when life gets hard. They don't lack strength. They lack a reason to fight. When you live a life chasing only pleasure, you slowly destroy your potential. Pleasure is a trap. It gives temporary satisfaction but long-term emptiness. It convinces you to waste time. It convinces you to avoid challenges. It kills ambition. Pleasure is the enemy of growth when it becomes your priority. But purpose is fuel. When you have purpose, you wake up with fire. You push harder. You think sharper. You move with intention. You stop being lazy because you no longer have time to waste. You stop complaining because complaining doesn't fit into your mission. Purpose is not about what you get, it's about what you become. It's about building something greater than yourself. It might be building a business. Initiative. It might be raising a strong family. It might be becoming a disciplined individual who inspires others. It might be serving your faith, your community, or your future. Purpose gives your life structure. But you must understand this: you won't find purpose sitting still. You discover it through work. Action creates purpose. Initiative. Movement creates clarity. You won't know who you want to become until you start moving something meaningful. If you don't know your purpose yet, start by asking better questions. What problem are you willing to fight against in this world? What are you willing to sacrifice for? What responsibility can you take that will make you stronger? Purpose isn't found by searching, it's found by choosing. Choose a direction, choose a mission, choose growth. And when you choose it, commit fully, even when it gets hard, especially when it gets hard. Life will never feel truly joyful without purpose. You can try to replace it with entertainment, distractions, fake friends, or comfort, but deep inside you will feel a voice calling for more. You know you were not born just to exist, you were born to build, to rise, to conquer, to impact, to make your life count. Purpose gives you power. Purpose gives you pride. Initiative. Purpose gives you peace. Purpose gives you a reason to live with strength every single day. Most people misunderstand happiness because they think it comes from what they receive. Initiative. They believe if they earn more money, get more attention, receive more love, or gain more recognition, then they will finally feel complete. But life doesn't work that way. Happiness is not built by what you take, it's built by what you give. A selfish life is a small life. A life only focused on self-gain is empty, shallow, and disconnected from any real meaning. People who only chase their own benefit always end up feeling lonely inside, even if they appear successful on the outside. But the people who contribute to others, who give value, who uplift those around them, those people sleep with peace in their hearts. There is a deep truth that most people ignore. Human beings are designed to grow through responsibility. When you take responsibility, not only for your own life, but also for those around you, your family, your community, your friends, you feel alive, you feel powerful, you feel useful. Purpose and happiness multiply when you live for more than just yourself. Because when you give, you're not losing, you're expanding, you're becoming more. You are building a legacy, not with money or fame, but with impact. Giving isn't just about money. In fact, money is the smallest form of giving. You can give time, you can give wisdom, you can give kindness, you can give strength, you can give hope. Sometimes A single conversation can save someone from giving up. A single act of encouragement can change somebody's entire direction in life. A single moment of compassion can heal a heart that has been broken for years. Never underestimate the power of giving, even the smallest kind. Strong people don't just take from life, they build others. Weak people pull people down. Strong people lift people up. Weak people are threatened by other people's success. Initiative. Strong people help others rise with them. Weak people compete in insecurity. Strong people compete to improve and inspire others to do the same. When you become someone who adds value to others, life begins to reward you in unexpected ways. Opportunities appear. The right people enter your life. You gain respect, not the cheap kind based on fear or ego, but the real kind based on character. The world is full of hurt. People walk around with silent battles, unspoken pain. Initiative, hidden struggles. Everyone you meet is fighting something you know nothing about. Choose to be the person who brings light, not darkness. Be the person who listens. Be the person who helps. Be the person who stands for good even when others don't. Living with kindness doesn't make you soft. It makes you powerful. Because real strength is not just about how much you can carry. It's about how much you can give. When you give value to the world gives value back to you. Immediately, not always visibly, but over time, life returns to you what you give to others, multiplied. So if you want real happiness, real fulfillment, real meaning, don't just ask what life can give you. Ask what you can give to life. Happiness is not an accident. It is not luck. It is not a gift life gives to a chosen few. Happiness is built through strength. Mental strength, emotional strength, spiritual strength, and the strength to take responsibility for your life. Every second you are alive, you are being given a choice to stay weak or become unbreakable, to complain or conquer, to drift through life or rise with purpose. The truth is simple. No one is coming to save you. Miracle is coming. No perfect moment is coming. It's you. It has always been you. Your future, your peace, your happiness, they will be built by your hands. Life will test you. It will push you. It will challenge everything inside you. But life is not your enemy. Life is your training ground. Every challenge shapes you. Every struggle builds you. Every setback prepares you for a stronger comeback. So stand tall. Don't bow to fear. Don't surrender to pain. Don't let excuses guide your life. Decide right now that you will live with discipline, gratitude, purpose, and power. Decide that you will build your own happiness every single day. Because happiness is not found. It is created, and starting today, you will create yours.